So, can you introduce yourself then?
Oh, okay. Hi, Stephen. I'm one of your followers and on TikTok and multiple other social medias, and I've always been interested in your work. And I believe we've been friends before I followed your work and love your work.
Okay. What do you do?
Oh gosh. I'm currently a freelancer who's semi-retired, who's retired from corporate.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if you want to say what I'm freelancing on, I'm freelancing on consulting and coaching to help leaders become more self-aware so that they can change their world.
Okay. Have you always been doing this or not?
No, I haven't always been doing this. If I went back to when I first started being a freelance consultant in this field, it would probably have been around year 2000. So it's about 25 years. But prior to that, I was a dentist. So I was a consultant. I just had a little bit more specific areas of helping people with their dental health. So that was what I was coaching them in.
So you were a dentist, and then now you started to help other people with helping engagement, public engagement. What do you call it?
How would I call it?
Yep.
Currently, so I mean, it's had a few evolutions, but
Yep.
let me sort of go on sort of big milestones. So from dentistry, I guess I started engaging beyond doing the dental drilling and filling and extractions and all that
Okay.
usual work of dentist.
Yep.
I did a lot of work in anxiety management. So I helped people go into themselves to find out what was blocking them from being anxious to come to the dentist or even get dental treatment.
Right.
So I got some training in medical and dental hypnosis, which helped them do that even without dental anesthesia. And then I realized that the next jump was when I was home with my two young kids, because became a stay-at-home mom for a while. I realized that there was a capacity of learning in adults that seemed to have been limited by their own beliefs. So I think I started working with people in corporates around their limiting beliefs on sales or getting more of their engagement of their employees, and or as a leader, how do I become a better manager and helping people development. So that was kind of the step. And then I went into corporate in an airline at first to do some leadership development, where I helped develop either group programs or more group programs in corporate to help develop leaders in these employee engagement skills, and I guess in their own self-awareness to be able to do that. And then that stepped into a freelancing time when I based myself out of Southeast Asia and did some global work with leaders, and then also had some one-on-one coaching that was involved in that. I got particularly interested in my own self-development, because I felt that unless I held my own level of self-development, my awareness was limited to what I know, right? So I guess a lot of that work really began in the Middle East when I took up that corporate role, where I met a classmate who was a Sufi meditator.
Yep.
And then that sort of grew also when I reconnected with you, Stephen. I mean, we had been studying NLP together, but we kind of, well, for me, it was very intellectual. I got it quite easily, but couldn't get it in my body as easily. And you helped me do that. Then when I was in my work in Southeast Asia, I got headhunted to go to be based in Shanghai, where I worked in a beauty tech group. And they allowed me to run a lot more deeper programs, because they had a great sense of wanting people that their leaders to develop better, so that they can have a better employee engagement and self-development, which then pushed me to do a little bit more work on myself. And then subsequently, I guess, to cut a long story short, I had a little bit of a health scare myself, which allowed us to do some deeper work together, and realized that a lot of the limitations, even on my own health, no matter how I was doing some self-development work, there's always another layer to be peeled back. And I guess as I worked deeper into myself, I then retired from corporate, because I felt that there was also a limitation on how much I can do inside the work before diving deeper into someone's work, because the code of ethics inside the corporate is I can't really do one-on-one work with executives because it was too much of a conflict of interest. So I had to step away so that I can do transformational work if I wanted to work back in that organization. But again, I also wanted to do a lot more outside it as well. So I had been doing a little bit of it outside that group because I was permitted to do one-on-one coaching in a non-competitive industry. But this time as a freelancer in the last, I guess, 6 to 9 months has really given me that space to deepen my own journey and allowed me to release a lot more limiting beliefs, including the limiting beliefs that were constrained within my role out of the ethical code that was set up there. So I guess in summary, that was what I can say. Does that answer your question?
So now can I say that you are a coach?
Yes.
Okay. So you went from dentistry to hypnosis to teach hypnosis to help your clients or your patients. And then after that, you went into corporate work. And then after that, you became a coach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the coach had always been a stream throughout, even when I was working in the early days of my consulting and pre-corporate work. But I guess the depth of coaching I found was the best modality, because consulting assumes me to be the expert in someone else's life to give them solutions. So consultant is when I'm working on business strategy, but definitely coaching is the modality that I would even work in, mentoring young people or help or being paid as a professional executive coach to help someone on their life's journey of transformation. Yeah. So coach would be the coach or facilitator of transformation is probably the best description.
Okay. So it's like a corporate coach. Okay, cool. So next question, I suppose, is do you really enjoy what you do? Do you love what you do?
Love it. And I remember when, as we all who are brought up, our family always supported us in our studies. So when I felt like I had to hang up the dental drill to take up full-time professional coaching in that transition, even before I went to my first corporate role in the Middle East, I think it was that phone call that I spoke to my dad. I said, Dad, I'm in my 30s now, and I want to tell you that I'm about to hang up my drill. I'm going to walk away from dentistry. How do you feel about that? And I remember my dad said something, which he said, don't you remember what I said to you at 18 when you were signing up for courses? And I said, I don't remember. 18 years old, I was too young to remember all these things. And he said, I told you that I invited you to look at, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So he said, do you love your dentistry? I said, well, I liked it. I joined it because I didn't know what I loved. I said, I still love the people I work with, but I don't really, beyond liking my job because I do it reasonably well, I wouldn't say I love it. Then he asked me, do you love what you're going into? And I hadn't told him what I was going into. And I said, if they didn't pay me, I would even still do the job. Then he said, you got your answer. So he said, if you love what you do, not only will it make you a better person doing what you love doing, but you become probably excellent at what you do. And so people will be willing to pay you for it. And if you do it so well that you become the best in your field, that you'll be able to make a living out of it. And I think that was the best advice I could get. So yes, I love it. And I still get paid for it, and I get paid quite well for it. So.
Well, it's good to have your father giving you such a wonderful advice, then, yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, who do you think you are as a human-wise?
Well, my name is Yvonne Sum.
Yes.
So that's the human,
label.
I guess the human label or role that I have signed up for the last 62 years. In fact, I would say as a human being, I feel that really in the last 10 years have I really uncovered that my human being is really a temple for the spirit that lives inside me. And I probably couldn't have said that because I'm brought up with a very scientific family. My father's very logical. All my three other sisters are, two are PhDs in science, right? One's a auditor in, a financial institution kind of job.
Yep.
So I guess I've always grown up in a very logical world. So I think I denied a lot the fact that there was a spiritual part of me. And my mother, bless her soul, who passed away just over 10 years ago now, she was probably the one that kept the balance in the family of being a little bit more mystical herself and believed in the dimension of the invisible and always asked us to believe in magic. And I guess I do. I always believed in magic, but it was very covert, very, very secret. So, yeah. So my human being, and I'm Yvonne Sum. Yeah.
Okay. So, spiritual wise, who do you think you are?
Okay, I'm going to start by saying that I started believing that there is a little baby soul inside me that allowed me to have a peace to survive in the human temple because it had enough energy to kind of be in sync with the human body without the power of a spiritual soul that was too big that it would burn myself up. I guess over time I've realized that if I took it to the extreme, that I am connected to the creator of the universe, in my universe, and therefore I am in a spiritual being much bigger than I even realize myself, and that my baby soul is just a little fragment so that I can have a living soul in my body, but that it's connected to a spiritual universe that actually is one with me, and that spiritual universe will include all the trees and the animals and even my friends or the people that don't care too much about me, and I used to not care too much about them. But I'm beginning to be a little bit more compassionate, and it's still a work in progress, Stephen. I won't say that I don't slouch into the ego self that is more the human temple and have a lot of human doings as opposed to a human being. The human being comes close to having the Yvonne Sum with a baby soul. But I now know that if I stay quiet more times than anything, the silence in me is when I guess I am totally connected to the creator that bestows this life upon me. And I am one with this creator. Yeah.
So to answer that question, who are you spiritually? You are the baby soul.
In this, right now, as I'm talking to you, I definitely have the baby soul inside me. But if I were to really quiet my mind, and right now I'm really trying to multi-track and feel that there is a silent part of me that knows that I'm even bigger than my baby soul. And in fact, I am right now as I'm talking to you. I can feel that I'm connected to, I am the universe. Oh gosh, that sounded, again, here's the humility. My Yvonne Sum is telling me to be humble, but the baby soul is saying, yeah, go. You are. That is correct too. So one of them's got to be right.
Okay. So what do you think is your purpose on earth?
On earth. If I was to say that this lifetime as Yvonne Sum, when it does end, and people think that a purpose is achieved, and therefore we get, I guess we evaluate ourselves on the other side, if one is to believe in the afterlife. I would say that right now, what my baby soul is telling me is I have a purpose to live my best life every moment and to make it better and better. And what does that look like, and what does that mean is I used to try to chunk it up to some big, mega purpose like I will change the lives of 100 million people, you know, that kind of very big, hairy, audacious goal. But it really has now simplified to no simpler than when I can feel that peace of feeling that I'm not attached to how many people I touch or how much better I was in the yester moment of whether I was better or not. Even when I feel worse than I was a moment ago, it was an opening to initiate a new learning. So therefore, in a way, if I can celebrate that every moment I am improving, even with the pain of knowing that one has to have a little crack in the armor or crack in allowing more light in, that the darkness or heaviness that we might still be storing in our human temple can allow more light in, that I'm learning more. So if I was to say my purpose is to get closer to my divine self, so that at the end of the evaluation, as I walk through this form into the immediate afterlife, I suppose I would describe that as such, that I would have achieved my purpose if I had been closer to being in my divine self at the time I was born to when I am. I know I have lost my way in getting closer to my divine self in a big portion of my adult life, because I believe that when I was very young, I could see light beings. I mean, I had invisible friends up till I was 6 years old that came in different shapes, forms, costumes, as if they were either my past life selves or they were beings come to kind of reconvene with me because I was more divine than I realized. But I sent them away when I was 9 because it was not cool to have them around. And at 12, I totally lost the magic that I remembered at 6 years old. So if I can, at the time of birth to when I leave this planet, have become more closer to the divine self at the time of birth, then I would say I've achieved my purpose, if that makes sense.
Okay. How would you say your divine self? How would you describe your divine self?
How would I describe my divine self? It is the baby ego in me at the moment is a fragment of my divine self. My divine self essentially is at one with the source or the creator. And I just know that just as one and the many souls are part of the one, so my divine self is a fragment that is also not separate from the creator. And it sounds illogical. And yet, if you asked me that maybe even a year or two ago, I would say that I'm just intellectualizing it. But there's been moments in my meditation where I felt that to be true. And right now, I am accessing this moment while I'm trying to speak, that it is as close to that feeling right now. That is true. Yeah.
Okay. So you are a fragment of your divine self, but what is a divine self to you? The whole divine self.
Yeah. I must admit that my divine self when I've experienced my divine self, I cannot necessarily see my divine self. I can feel it as an absolutely blissful feeling of peaceful. It's almost, you can say that if there was something that had no sound, and I know that there's nothing in the world that is created, because I can even hear a low buzz every day in the most silent moments in my stillness, that there's a low buzz, that divine self is such a peaceful experience that I cannot see it, yet I can see that there is a light.
Okay.
And I know this sounds almost like, for a woman who come from a scientific family, if they are listening to me, they're probably going like, "Oh my God, she's gone cuckoo," and I'm not cuckoo. I just know that my divine self is so big that it is my universe in a way, and my universe sits in multiple universes that are part of the source, and therefore, yeah, when I sit in my universe, it is in the bosom of it is in the cosmic bosom of the creator, if that was a good description to say it. And I can't explain it in an analogy that is, I can touch, see, feel, taste, or smell. It's beyond the senses. It's if you imagine our senses are a pea-sized thing. Maybe not a pea-sized, a dust. The universe is many times bigger, so that again, it's so the vibration or the frequency by which my current body can even feel the vibration is so it's so massive that I have to put it outside myself. That's
Okay.
divine self. Yeah.
So if I could get that, what you said is that divine self, the whole divine self, is to you,
Yes.
is a blissful feeling.
Yes. And
So is
also a non-feeling. It's blissful, non-feeling. Okay, I know you're laughing, and probably people listening are probably laughing, but that is probably the best description I've ever been able to say it, and I just found it right now.
okay. So you strive towards being blissfully feeling and not feeling at the same time.
Correct. Yeah. And there is a sense that I can feel a light, and the light is a frequency of vibration that is so high in its megahertz that I guess it cannot really be felt, and it cannot be seen with our own eyes. But in that moment, I can see it.
Okay. How would you, if you're able to work towards that blissful feeling and not feeling?
Yeah.
How
What was the
would
question?
you? How would you work towards the blissful feeling and not feeling? If you have a process, how would you do that?
Yes, quite a few stepwise for me at the moment. That's why, for me, I would love to be able to snap it into the moment. Right now, I haven't been able to practice it to that level. But to be fair, I would say that I first need to, even in a busy, noisy room or environment with many people, my first step is to take a deep breath and allow the breath to. I'm trying to put it in words. So allow the breath to settle into the cells in my body, and that I can do quite quickly. And as I allow the breath to settle into my body, I guess it has this. I evoke. I used to have to evoke a memory after the breath that is joyous or uplifting. So any entry point at the five senses level is really useful for me to establish a high vibration emotion, I should say, and it usually is in the realm of joy or excitement or something around those things. And then when I allow the memory of the event to fade, and the higher vibration of that joy, let's call it joy for simplicity,
Joy. Yep.
settles into my cells. That's when I say, when I take a deep breath in, that is that joy sitting in my cells at that level of vibration. And then as I allow that feeling to expand beyond my cells, knowing that there's trillions of cells in my body, such that I feel that it goes beyond the envelope of my body into the envelope of my subtle bodies, of whether it's the physical subtle or the mental or even the emotional subtle body, to what I would call the neutral zone before the spiritual realm starts, I would say. And because the spiritual realm is so big, I call it neutral zone because it's about the only limited thing I can say. And then I feel that expansion as a peaceful state. So it literally changes from this joy in my cells to become like that's why I call it peaceful. And even beyond peace is bliss, because I think bliss is something that has no equivalent, actually. I have no equivalent in any evoked experience on the planet. Bliss actually happens internally, but at the same time, it's something I can garner past the boundaries of my subtle bodies into the dimension beyond, and that's when I feel I'm in my universe. It can take sometimes if I feel a lot of interference from my external part of my experience in the moment. But once I get to the blissful moment, it really goes past all the it's such a high vibration. I can stay in that peaceful moment. But like I said, the discipline of that to get to that probably takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to get to that moment. So I can't be having a conversation with someone. I probably have to have this. But now what I'm practicing is, once I get to that, can I still have a conversation, which I'm trying to do with you at the moment? I still have a split attention. So when I can actually be in the moment of talking to anyone or have a life where I can be doing something and still be in this blissful state is what I guess I'm working towards. I'm not there yet.
Okay. So can I say that in order to produce this process, basically what you need to do is you breathe in this joy until the joy it goes beyond feeling.
Yes.
Can I say that?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably as close as it gets. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Ken. Welcome, Ken.
Oh, hi, Ken.
Hello.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I was wanting to be part of this. A bit FOMO. Check out my new hat. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Ken. You might not be Ken, the guy to help us turn on my video at some stage, but we won't do it
how
right
do you,
now.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Yvonne, can you click on your own icon on the right? Can you see your face? That you're in a circle icon shape. Press on that.
Yeah.
When you press on that, you are brought to another page where there is another small icon that shows that your video is crossed out. Press that to unlock that and press save.
It won't let me unlock the video. Says you connect using audio only. I've been trying to press that icon since we started this, and there might be a setting, maybe because I have limited followers. Is that what it is?
I don't think so. But all you need to do is just click on your own face, which is at the bottom right. Then it changed to another page. But they will ask, they will ask you, there will be a few icons, and one of the small icons, which is a camera switched off, just switch it on, that's all.
Yeah, I have it switched off, and I'm tapping on that video to try and turn it on, and it just wouldn't turn on. So it obviously is blocking me from turning it on because I probably don't look beautiful enough today. Or rather, maybe I'm in my spiritual form and I'm not meant to show myself. So Ken, maybe I'll play it with you another time, and let's see whether I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Okay.
I
So
love your hat.
yeah, so we're up to the last question that I want to ask, Yvonne, is that
Yes.
have you got any question for me?
Okay. Wow. Let me ask my divine self. Yeah, I think the question would be, what advice have you got for me to be able to be in the moment of bliss and while interacting with the rest of the world while I'm in this blissful state? But what advice have you got for me?
Okay, let's see, how do I say this? I would ask you to start to focus on inside you and find the light. Yeah. And when you're in the light, turn the light even brighter until the darkness around you fades away. That's what I would ask of you. It'll be a recommendation, of course. Always there's a choice for you to do that. Because you are actually the light within, and you have to find the light. And when you find the light, you make it even brighter until it becomes like the light of peace. And then after that, the next stage would be to transform the light of peace to the light of harmony. And when you get to the light of harmony, you want to move on to the next one, which is you becoming the sun. That's what I would recommend.
Okay. I'm following you at the moment.
So first is to find the light, because at the moment you are actually triggering the past feelings of joy to invoke the blissfulness. So that is still a very feeling way of accessing your bliss or your whole divine self. Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of like, when there's a lightning and then there's a sound coming, the
Yes.
sound, you can feel it. Yeah. But the lightning, you can't actually feel it. You can see it.
Yeah.
So you want to move beyond the feeling into the light where you feel no longer feeling it, you're actually seeing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, going to the next level instead of triggering it with the feeling. You see it, then your body will become it.
So see the light first, or
Yes.
even if I have the feeling, I just lose the feeling and see the light.
Yes, if you have the feeling, if you trigger the feeling as you did through the emotions of a joy, you want to go beyond it.
Okay.
It's like last time they have that sonic plane that goes beyond sound. Yeah, you want to go beyond sound and into the light.
Yeah, I can get beyond sound. Get beyond sound. Like I said, I can sort of see the light and not see the light. If you know what I mean? It's almost like I suppose it's because it is so bright. I can't really see it. I'm blinded by the light. So maybe I just assume that I'm in the light.
Yep.
And
But that is fine. That is based on your definition of what the wholeness divine self is. It is that which is and it is not. Remember you said that?
Yes, that's correct. Because it is and it isn't at the same time. It's paradoxically true.
Correct.
And it's and it sometimes has a different shade of, maybe it's a different phase or whatever it is that I'm seeing it from, but it feels this. Okay, if you're feeling something that you're not feeling, it has the feeling of that it's not changing. It's not changing. It's changeless feeling. So it's a feeling that I don't feel because I can't feel the kind of feeling here. Yep. But at the same time, the light at the moment does change. So I'm just wondering whether I just need to allow it to become more constant.
So
in its
So I would share with you because you're very kinesthetic, you want to feel it
Yes.
first. You want to feel it until you let go of the feeling, and then you go into the light.
And then it no longer feeling.
Yes, as what your definition is. You feel it, but then you don't feel it.
Correct. It actually is a feeling that I don't feel.
Yes. The
But
not
it's
feeling,
also
the not
a
feeling.
seeing that I don't see. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's also a seeing that I don't see.
Yes.
But it is very silent. I don't hear anything, and I also don't, of course, can't smell or taste anything. That's for sure. So it's between the kinesthetic and the visual,
Yes.
where I can no longer feel the feeling,
Yes.
and I can see the seeing, but the seeing is inconsistent at the moment. It has different colors, but when it's very bright, it's almost blinding. So actually, I don't see the light. It's so bright. It's probably the calibration, I guess.
Yep.
Of when
So-
it's changeless. Yeah,
So what you get is that feeling, and then after that you go into the light, and then after that go into the nothingness.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
the process. So you attach yourself, you trigger yourself by feeling the joy
Yeah.
until you no
Yes.
longer feel, because you have to let go of the
Right.
feeling to go into the light. And then when you go into the light, and you have to also let go of the seeing the light, then you
Yes,
become.
yeah.
It's like the sun. The sun doesn't actually say that, oh, hang on, I need to be thinking that I am the sun. It just doesn't. It just knows that it is the sun.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does. So, okay, maybe I'm trying to see too hard, which is, I
Yes.
think that, yeah, I'm not being able to let go of the seeing. So if I can let go of the seeing, I get that. I get that.
Yeah. You already
Okay,
let go
I'm
of the
gonna practice
feeling.
that.
Yeah, you already
Yeah.
let go of the feelings. Now you just have to let go of the seeing. Then you go into the knowing.
Okay, all right. That's good. That's actually a big distinction, actually. That's good.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go. The question was meant to be asked. Because I didn't have a question to ask you. And I actually didn't prepare anything because I'd actually got with my higher self, the extended self, before we joined the call. That's why it took a while to join. But once I could balance being with my ascended self while I'm talking to you, that I also wanted to, have that sense that it is the same thing, whether I am walking in this world and in a blissful state at the same time. So at the moment, losing the feeling is okay, because I think I'm quite okay with being able to do that. But the not seeing is where I found the changeability. Okay, that was a very good distinction. I will practice that.
Yeah. So in summary, I would say that the journey would be for you to think and let go of the thinking, the logic.
Yes.
And then after that, you move into the feeling,
Yes.
to which you were holding on to the bliss. Then you have to learn to let go of the bliss. And then you got to start to see the light. And then you got to let go of the light. And then move into the knowingness.
Okay.
If there was a structure, if there was a form to which you follow, that would be the one that I would recommend for you.
Okay. And that's quite easy. That last transition, like I said, because it's so distracting with so many different types of lights that it's actually having the changeless. When it becomes the changeless, that means that there is even there. I am in the light, and I am no more. So it's okay. I get it.
Excellent. I hope to see you more breakthrough, go through the next level. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is where I was. Okay, remember I was saying that I have no conscious trauma that I'm wanting to let go of. So the unconscious trauma of not wanting to let go of the light is probably a good signal that, because I'm now at the moment almost seeing any darkness in my being is actually an unraveled light. Right, so it's just the light twisted in a different direction. So everything is the light. So and hence the different colors. I think now, and as I'm talking to you, it's making sense. So if I can allow the light to transmute to nothing,
Yep.
That
Yep.
means, because I'm so worried, you know, like as a little girl and a boy, I'm sure we're scared of darkness, right? So there is that sense that if I let go of the light, then it will be dark. But I am now comfortable of that is not going to happen. That was probably the fear of letting go of the light in the blissful journey. And a blissful journey is okay for me to not feel anymore. But to let go of the light was probably unconsciously something that we all have, not wanting to be in darkness. So okay, I get it. I can do that.
Well, like you said before, instead of FOMO, you said FOFU, yeah? The fear of fucking up.
Yes. Correct. And again, but the whole thing about the light, right? We're always told, no, okay, even whatever learnings with studies is, we always move towards the light. Like we're looking to be more light, more enlightened, not so heavy, not so. So I'm not even afraid of that anymore. But now I can understand maybe there was still a logic around not letting go of the light, because if I let go of the light, then there is darkness. Actually, that's not true, because when I let go of the light, which also has darkness, it is actually nothing. And I actually can get my being around that now. I can get my being around.
So if you can see, based on what you just said, is that you see the coin, there's two sides to it.
Correct.
You got one side is the light and the other side is the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them is the coin.
Correct.
So it's like the yin yang logo.
Yes. Got a dot.
It is actually both of them. So when you go and you start to see the light, you will go beyond until you don't see the light. But both of them is together as one, which is your divine self.
Yes.
And that's why when you said that I can feel it until it's not the feeling of bliss.
Yes.
Because it's both of them.
Correct. So now it's to be able to see until I'm not being able to see both of them.
Yep. And then you start to know that you are both the light and the darkness.
Yes. And that one is I have been able to let in that knowing. It's just still, I'm still getting afraid of losing the light. I think that's now coming. It's coming through. That's what's coming through for me. Yeah.
You know, I don't know whether you know that the Big Bang, the light come in.
Yes.
They said that if you were to go inside, you come out the other side is total darkness.
Right. Or total nothingness. It may not be darkness. Defining. Okay, in my definition, that light and dark are but the same thing. So when you go beyond that, there should be nothing. And so beyond the Big Bang, agree. So beyond the Big Bang, and if I was to think of matter coming together because it's a lower vibration, even light, the Big Bang and the sound and the light is a lower vibration than nothingness.
Yep. Currently, you're enjoying the rainbow colors. That's why you're seeing the colors. Yeah.
Yes.
But you need to go beyond into the crystal that created all the colors in the first place.
That's a good metaphor, actually.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
So FOFU was actually told to me by Yvonne, Dr. Yvonne, Ken. So now you know.
Yes. We love tofu. We do not love fofu. Okay.
but still, fucking up gives us the platform to learn.
Well, that's exactly right. But tofu, again, it's not the tofu. Let's think about transmuting of fucking up becomes where you want to go. So we're going for tofu.
Yeah. But remember, fucking up or missing out is actually about learning, because you have to make mistakes for you to learn something. If you stay in and hide away and avoid mistakes, you don't learn, you don't change, you don't become better self.
Correct. I agree with that. And every blessing is it's not the blessings that we least expect. Usually the more painful and fearful ones that we make meaningful as fearful or painful, are really the blessings by which the magic is on the other side. So it's that so uncomfortable that if you when you break through to the other side, it's a new level of light that has come through. So yeah, I mean that's why I say in terms of trauma, I'm good with that. So now it's the last bit is to actually feel worthy. I think this is the word. There has been a sense of not being worthy to go into the divine crystal or whatever you might want to, the metaphorical source of light. Yeah, that I'm not worthy of going into the source of light is the greatest thing I need to let go. Yeah, and I can feel it now. Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Yvonne, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for allowing me to join the conversation. It's given me another breakthrough. So thank you, Stephen.
Yeah. Thank you, Ken, for the entertainment, you becoming Santa.
Yes, and a very colorful Santa at that. You know, Ken, I'm supposed to not see any more color, okay? You're distracting one. The naughty one. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I know why I'm not meant to be able to turn on my camera, because maybe I'm not meant to see anything. That was a metaphor in itself, wasn't it?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Maybe after this I can turn it on.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.